Welcome to the Loud Lounge. This is the Loud Lounge. Come chill at the Loud Lounge.
Welcome back to the Lot Launch with Selector Frey and Chung Lee. We're here with Magic. Now, Magic, I did some research on you and I saw that you took a break. Who is Magic? I saw you took a break. Do you have family, kids? What's going on?
Yeah, well, let's see. 1999, I went to Huntsville, Alabama to college.
Okay.
So, decided that, okay, yes, this song thing is nice, but I need something else. There needs to be something else with it. So before that, actually, let's stick a pin and go a little ways back. I went to England for 1 year to City and Guild, did a City and Guilds course in electronics. So that spark, I was always into something to do with electronics, computer science. So um, I went back to college in Huntsville, Alabama, and I did a IT course. And also my girlfriend, who's my wife now, she had our first child, the
Okay,
Kai. So
nice.
that was the start of a new horizon. So it was a new focus. So jumping around, spending money on music and stuff, but had to kind of take a back seat for a little while. And I, turned it to a family thing. A few years later, I had my daughter. So that gave us more responsibility now. Um, just had to regroup and stuff. The love of the music was always there. The song was still playing, but we weren't as, I guess, jumpy to enter into sort of clash realms that takes a lot of money
Right. And you still
because
kept up with everything that was happening.
still kept
Yeah.
current. Yeah, so it's a balance. It's more or less a balance of, okay, how far current do you want to be, and with your family. So it just had to build just a different balance. Life is all about balance, so that's all. Even up to this day, I'm still trying to find the correct balance. But yeah, I did an IT course out there in Huntsville, Alabama. Came back to Bermuda like 2003, and actually was doing some independent consulting. And then I built a small IT company, which I'm doing up to today now. So that's what keeps my focus more or less outside other than the music thing. Because it's funny, Leah, like you have a love for something, it turns into nearly an addiction because your passion for it sometimes outdoors you're spending or how much you should be spending on something. So yeah, I have to look at it like it's nearly an addiction because you're spending on something that isn't conducive to really for them. But that's a song guy thing. I don't know if you women will ever understand that
You
one. Actually,
never
you can
knew.
actually,
You
yeah.
never knew.
Shoe game, how you spend money on shoes or what, how you'd go way out there sometimes
Yes.
beyond your means. Well, they just think of that. That's how we do it with music. So it's always a balance that we have to always keep in tail. But for the most part, yeah, my kids, that's what gave me a break into it. Um, 2010, around that time, I actually took another break from the music and actually took the route of went into the church
Oh,
and
wow,
learned about
okay.
God.
Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about that.
When I was young, I mean, when I was young, I never went to church. Did Sunday school, where all my other friends used to go, I used to do none of that. None of that. Probably the
You
most I
don't go
knew,
to church on
none
a
of that.
Sunday.
None of
Oh,
that.
you're blessed.
None, zero. So by the time, I was of a certain age, and most I knew about it was what Garnet Silk and these songs used to say about God,
Oh,
little
that's still
scriptures. You
church.
know what I'm saying? So, me, I like learning things for myself. So I went into church to get a full crash course on the whole, church story.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Went in and I would say did my course. I say I did a crash course and graduated and kind of, stepped aside and learned what I had to learn, took the meat from the bones. And actually in that time there, I rested Souljah one, gave it a break and actually started, joined another guy, set of guys who's had like a Christian type of song, God
Oh,
bless song
okay.
called Firebeat Unlimited. Big up Reed and big up Troy Anthony and the full crew, the brethren like Big Blazer. So that was another little course of my life where now I'm it was like nearly part of my Christian walk. 'Cause they're saying that if you really love God, then let's see you give like let's say give away your greatest whatever it is, you know what I mean? Your greatest thing that you feel that you love the most. Okay, well, let me see. I could park my son there,
Oh,
and that's what I
okay.
did. And then even on top of that, I went and started helping another son. Like started giving them money for dub plates and bigging them and putting them out on the roads. And that was more or less my good deed that I was doing at the same time. So you know, it's all was just a nice journey in me learning myself and you know learning this whole walk in the world and stuff. So by I'll say what 2015 or so, came back on, you know, brought back this whole Soldier One works, and here we are today, still at it, still doing the same thing, still
Now,
me.
speaking on that, the time that you missed and coming back in 2015, how was it? Were you still keeping tuned into the music, or was a culture shock cutting off at a certain time, coming right back in?
Tell you the truth, honestly speaking, it's still not the same.
And speaking on not the same, tell us how it's different from back then to now.
That's what it was because okay, the gap. There wasn't even a gap of okay, I'm gonna you know just stop playing music. It was I didn't even listen to that music at one point. Like you know what I mean? When I was on a spiritual walk, I would listen to straight scripture. I'll go sleep, listen to the Bible verses. You know they told you could go on YouTube and find a Bible. I'll go sleep, listen to the Bible verses. You know what I mean? It was like no music at one point, and then gradually, of course, your love for it, you start listening to the Christian reggae, the different you start, and then right, it reached me to you know Christian sound systems and Christian dub plates and that sort of thing. You know, so it was all like I wouldn't say a culture shock getting back in, but the it was a gap of music that right I didn't even listen to. And to tell you the truth, that was like more or less if you're a DJ, right? So that like the cartel era. I wasn't even listening at that point there. So
Wow.
it was a big thing to try and get back into the whole repertoire of right music that's been missing. But you know I've made amends to make to bridge that gap. You know you have to think called delegation. Well, we'll probably get into that later on. You know.
Now,
Well, it's been good so far, but we're gonna take a break and we'll be right back with the Loud Lounge.
Come chill at the Loud Lounge.